All right, everybody, it is the end of yet another day. And listen, I know right now, man, it is some challenging times. Many of us have been in this uncertainty and chaos for weeks and some feels like months now. And I want to continue with this theme of being held captive or being the captain of your ship. You know, yesterday we hit on what it looked like in our fitness, and today I really want to take on the family portion of it. Listen, I don't know about you, but this chaos is really messing with families. The uncertainty, the amount of overload that all of us are feeling, especially those of you that are now seeing the responsibility that you have with children and homeschooling and working from home and not being able to leave. That can get very, very hard. And it can feel like you are held captive in the moment. Last week, we had Katie Klager, a child psychologist, talk to us and give us some opportunities of in some ways that we can be more resilient in our life. And she had some really great takeaways. And I'm telling you right now, if you want to be the captain, there's some things that you really need to change. There's some things that you really need to be able to do in your life now more than ever, because it's very easy to be captive. Be held captive in your life. There's a lot of us that feel that way. A lot of us feel that we are being chained down, that we're being overwhelmed by things that we can't control. But if you want to be the captain in your life, male or female, if you want to be the captain, there's 3 things that I feel are very important that you need to be able to do in your life. The first one is grace. Now that's a really easy word to kind of just throw out there, and it's a really easy word to talk about, hey listen, I'm gonna give grace to somebody. And right now you should be giving enormous grace to people in your life, especially our children. You know, they're going through uncertainty right now. Their routines, the things that really kept them together, their routines are completely in disarray. And we as parents are doing the best that we possibly can to maintain some type of a routine, even though that's, at best, not what we were doing before. Who are you giving grace to right now? I would challenge you that you need to give a lot more. The second thing is you have to reverse that grace. You have to give yourself grace now more than ever. Tremendous amounts of grace. Pour that amount of grace onto your life, into yourself right now. Because these are challenging times. And if you don't give yourself grace through the moment, it ain't gonna get any easier. The second thing that you have to be aware of is that you have to look at, what is the plan? Like, we don't know when this is going to stop. We don't know when phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 is ever going to be implemented. You better get a plan and how you are going to deal with the current situation, knowing that it has no control over your life, nor can you control when we get to the next phase. I love, once again, going back to what Katie had talked about, is you can control your circle. What you allow in your circle is what is going to help you develop a plan for this chapter in your life. Get a plan together. Figure out the things that you need in your circle. Figure out the things that you can control in your circle. Because when we have a plan, then we can be the captain of that plan. The last thing I want to talk about is it's so important to identify that this is just merely a chapter in our lives. How many of you have experienced hard times before, challenging times before, things that were out of your control before? And when you're going through that moment in time, it seemed like it was never going to end. It seemed like it was never going to pass and you were going to be stuck in that period for the rest of your life. This too shall pass. this is merely just a chapter in your life. When it will end, nobody knows. But if you give yourself grace in the moment, if you continue to pour out that grace in other people's lives, if you create a plan and identify the things that you can control, and if you realize that this is just merely a chapter in your life, then you start taking control and you start being the captain in your life and in your family's life. I always say that right now the world needs you and who you want to be, but I'm going to change that up. Right now, your family, those that you are leading, need you, and they need who you want to be more than ever. Show up for them. Be the captain in their life. You deserve it. They deserve it. Now more than ever. Love you all. Have a great day.